the saloon at all times. Any unattended baggage will be removed and may be destroyed by security services.
Hello, good evening everybody and welcome to a Train Simulator Classic stream. South London Freight is the order of the day with special guest Emily S. We are going to be kicking off at 20:30 by your station clock, so you've got around 8 minutes.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap. Always try to carry a bottle of water with you. If you feel faint, seek help at the next station. Do not use the emergency cord, as this may delay help reaching you.
Good evening everybody, hello and welcome to South London Freight with special guest Emily S. That's got a nice ring to it. We are going to be driving the Ying machine, class 66 shed, down to Angerstiens Wharf, somewhere in South London. We're going to be starting in 4 minutes time, so please have your drinks, light refreshments, tea and biscuits at the ready.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is prohibited at all stations and on all train services. This includes e-cigarettes. is a safety announcement. It is not permitted to cycle, skateboard, or rollerblade within the station building.
Welcome to another live stream with me, Richard, aka Dabrail. If this does happen to be the first stream or video you've seen by me, then my name is Richard and I am a mainline freight train driver and former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. Before we jump in, and as always, I've got to tell you, all the views and opinions expressed within this video / stream are solely my own and may not reflect those of any companies I may be employed by or associated with. Right, that's the formalities out the way. Who have we got in tonight? The Invisible Man. Didn't see you there. Sam, Richie Rao. The jokes don't get any better, folks, trust me. Typical Nathan, John Moore, Pig and Bob. Starlife Studio Rail Videos. Hello, Laserjet Overshoots. Northern Princess Productions. I think I'm going to talk to you in a minute. David Drive 66 is Gareth UI. Typical Nathan, Marcel, Laserjet. We've done that one. GJ, Sam. Hello to everybody. Great to have you here. Right, okay. We are joined by guest star Emily S, who is also Northern Princess Productions in the chat, who is a very good friend of mine and a very good scenario creator on Train Sim Classic, and she's been trying to get me to play Train Sim Classic for an absolute age, so we are doing it. This is one of Emily's custom made scenarios. I'm going to press my unmute button. Hopefully this is going to work. Emily, are you there? Say hello. Let's see if we can hear you. No, this is a fail. We're starting off as we mean to go on. Emily, are you there? Oh, this is the great thing about... I think it might be a me problem. Emily, are you there?
I've been... Hello from the other side?
I think we can hear you now. Yes, say hello again.
I think I called 1,000 times.
Oh, no.
And I don't know the remaining lyrics.
Right, let me know in the chat, guys. Can you hear Emily? Animal TVI, good start. Yeah, no, there's always technical difficulties. We thoroughly rehearsed this before, as you can tell. We can hear you typing away, Emily. Can you hear Emily in the chat? I'm hoping you all can, and then we'll absolutely get started.
If I go to my phone, can you still hear me?
Okay, we have got... Cup of tea. It's all happening behind me. Yes, very loudly. Okay. We can turn that down a little bit.
There we go. Sorry.
We will have to tweak the volume levels. I will turn that down a little bit on my end. Okay, right, Emily, are you good to go?
Hey, you need to turn me down by like 50%.
Right, okay. Say something again. Give us another line of Adele while we get the volume levels right.
I don't know anymore, Adele.
Anything you like. What did you have for breakfast?
Fancy quiche.
I think we might be alright volume level. How are we doing in the chat, guys? Is that any better? Is that any better? Let me know. I'm just waiting for someone in the chat to confirm we're alright with volume levels and we'll kick off.
If I say some words, I'll listen to myself and see what I sound like.
You sound good to me. You don't sound too loud to me. Angel of Crew, how are we doing? Typical Nathan, stuck at a red signal outside Edinburgh Waverley. Sounds good to me, the Invisible Man. Sam, that's good. Excellent, we are good to go. Right, Emily, do you want to give everyone a sort of a rundown of what this run is and what we're doing?
Yes, so this is an empty aggregate manoeuvre from Churchyard Sidings, which is sort of on the Midland Main Line. The cement works just as you come out of St Pancras on your left-hand side. This is a 4-part scenario in sort of the way it exists in Train Sim right now. Part 1 is the Midland Main Line from Churchyard Sidings up to Dudding Junction. Part 2 is South London Network. It's a tiny little segment, but it's just to give you all the traffic around Clapham Junction. That ends at Factory Junction, where we're going to start today. And you've then got 2 more parts from Factory Junction to Hither Green, and then Crayford Spur to Angerstiens Wharf, where basically you jump at the train and some other person loads it for you.
Fantastic.
That's the great thing about video games. If we don't want to do a job, we don't have to do it. We can get someone else to do it.
Yeah, no shunting on this stream. So as Emily said there, we are going to be taking this train from Factory Junction down to Hither Green, and then we have to skip a bit because it's not modelled in Train Sim Classic at the moment, and we'll pick up from Crayford down to Angerstein. So I'm going to press the button. Game on the screen. Hopefully this is going to work. We did spend a little bit of time installing this and setting it up earlier on because we did have to put a lot of Armstrong Powerhouse packs and bits and bobs in. Stuff that I previously had installed, but unfortunately due to my hard drive crashing, it was like starting again from scratch. So, select route. And I believe if people want to play this scenario for themselves, they absolutely can. South London Network. There we go. Are you still there, Emily? Have I lost you? We are... Can anybody else hear Emily? Because Emily's gone very quiet for me. We are doing really well here, guys. I do apologise for the technical difficulties. It's not something we do very often, this kind of collaborative thing. That's because it never seems to work. Right, okay. I'm going to crack on and hopefully we'll sort our technical difficulties out as we go along. Right, so we're into standard mode. We are on... Can't hear. Okay. Yeah, I think you might have muted yourself, Emily, because you're all good at my end. Okay, Southeastern Network. There we go. Class 92. That's going to be the next stream. Okay, so Class 66 DB cargo. Churchyard Sards to Churchyard Sidings tarmac to Angerstiens Wharf. Let's hit start. Let's jump in and do it. Sad Emily noises. Emily, you'll have to keep talking to us in the live chat. I'm afraid. Oh dear, oh dear. I have absolutely no idea what's gone on there. Oh, actually, no. It might be a me issue. Try again. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, well, no, we can hear you now.
I've always been here.
It was a me issue. No surprises there.
SMH. SMH.
It was a me issue. It was a me issue. Right, we've got a couple of missing scenario requirements, but we decided we weren't going to worry too much about those.
Yes, so obviously all of my scenarios have the mandatory stuff and the optional stuff. There's no warranty if you don't have the optional stuff because it can break the scenario in fun ways, but these ones are reasonably safe not to have.
Fantastic. We did struggle to get the branding patch to work on this, which is why we've got no DB branding on it. But yes, this is British Ace. Yeah, this is the AP Class 66. Multiple AP enhancement packs on this. The timetable. Oh, excuse me. The timetable has been pretty bulked out as well, so it should be a fairly good run. So let's jump into the cab. Press the button. Hopefully the game audio is working. If you need it turning up or down, we can absolutely do that. Likewise with Emily's volume. And get the key in. Shift and W, I believe, is what I'm looking for. But hey!
Yep, Shift and W. Oh, yeah. Down behind the curve.
Rightio, let's get some lights on. This does have a lighting modification on the front of it, I think, as well, which does make the lights on the front look very, very nice. Oh, beautiful. 59 coming the other way. Look at that. Lots of AI traffic going on, which is quite typical for sort of this area of South London. Oh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Up a bit. Do you want the game volume up a bit? Not a problem. We can absolutely do that. Let's press that layer as we go. Yeah, normally the volumes are set up quite nicely for Train Sim World, but as we're going into Train Sim Classic, it sort of all needs revising again. Right. Into forward. Let's get it going and hope for the best. Emily down about 10%. Right, we've got a green. We are just approaching Factory Junction. So directly underneath us at this point, we've got Stewart's Lane Depot. Behind us, we've got Kensington, Olympia and Clapham Junction. The line immediately to our right goes up to Battersea Park Station. And over to our left are the lines coming in from London Victoria. So this is a section of line that I do sign in real life. This particular section I do. The latter bit I don't. So, yeah, I think we're alright Huddlers for the moment. What's your route knowledge on this bit like, Emily? Any good?
Oh, God, no. I don't sign south of the river. I don't need a stabilizer rail, thank you, Richard. Like,
Oh.
I'm better than that. I don't need stabilizers.
Stabilizer rail, fantastic. It definitely does help.
Original jokes. That's why you come here. Original jokes.
And we are playing on the freeware Southeastern Network route, which is a huge route and absolutely superb.
It is. I've got to say, Nicholas, who made this, it's amazing. Like the amount of stuff that DTG hasn't done, and this person's done in a matter of like a year or two of having just chipping away at the old block. Brilliant. I hope we'll see more from Nicholas soon, because like I say, like the connection from here to Crayford would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple of little bits and bobs here there, but it's a cracking route.
So there's a few things on the route, sort of in terms of the gradients and the signalling, which are not entirely accurate. But considering this is freeware, I mean, it's the representation is fantastic. To be completely honest with you.
Yes, it's.
Yes,
it's freeware, and obviously to smash together of some older TS routes as well. So when the information's not been so back in the day, there's some amazing shenanigans that happen to make train sim routes actually happen. So it's sort of best guesswork in some places at some stages.
So just to keep you updated on the route, we've just gone through Wandsworth Road. We're approaching Clapham High Street. We are passing over Voltaire Road Junction. And as John Borders just said, we are currently on the Down Atlantic. The line over to our left is the Down Chatham. Lots of variety in traffic. I mean, there is on this route, generally speaking. You've modelled it really well so far. We've seen more trains in the sort of past 2 or 3 minutes than you see on a whole East Coast mainline run on Train Sim World.
So this, I sort of try and use sort of the little bits of context to make it varied but believably varied. So if every single train is in a slightly different livery and everything's got graffiti on it, it's just not fully believable. But you've got the boring bits, but you've also got the interesting bits.
Definitely. Peter G, good evening. Animal TV, how do you get rid of the missing asset screen? So you press F2 and then cancel. John Ward says Shepherd's Lane Junction next. That is correct, Shepherd's Lane Junction. We're passing over now. And the line speed is going to drop to 30 miles an hour just up here, and we're going to climb up across the top of Brixton. BMW M3 Touring, how much does Train Sim Classic cost? I would have a look on the Steam store. I'm not entirely sure. It's quite an old game now, but it does hold its own in a lot of respects. I mean, Emily, I think you're probably a bigger fan of this than you are Train Sim World.
Thing is, Train Sim World is the prettier game and is now performant, like in terms of physics, the better game. This still has the system's depth and variety. Not so much on this. This 66 EP is quite old now, but I would suggest this looks better than the TSW 66, and things like the headlight logic are better. Just saying.
I mean, the headlights do look fantastic. We're just passing over the top of Brixton, so the lines we're passing over top of us go up to Herne Hill, and eventually rejoin at Shortlands Junction, and that route is completely modelled as well, so we could have gone that way if we wanted to.
And on the back we've got the Train Sim rolling stock HRA wagons. They are absolutely fabulous.
They are, and we're correctly modelled. Oh, we got some nice graffiti on the back, nice variety in the wagons, and a flashing tail lamp, which is always good. Although the coupling hasn't been stowed away, so we'll have to have a word with the shunter down at Churchyard about that. Monty Burns, Class 66 is like a bit like a Class 150, boring and ubiquitous, but gets the job done. Absolutely does. Okay, so the lines off to our left are now the up and down Catfords. We're still on the Down Atlantic. The line going off to the left, you can just about see in the screen there, goes around to Elephant and Castle and Blackfriars. We're just passing over Loughborough Junction Station, otherwise known as Lugabaruga Junction Station. Right, line starts dropping down here. We are on a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. We do have to follow something called the 2/3 rule, which applies to Class 6, 7 and 8 trains travelling over the southern region, pressing the light button there instead of the brake release. During this section of track, we are limited to 30 miles an hour. Approaching a Denmark Hill. Jake, good evening. BMW, work today was great. I didn't have any. Right, 2 yellows. That means 1 yellow is protecting Crofton Road Junction. So we get a little bit of braking. So in reality, you've got preliminary route indicators here telling you what route is set at the junction. So that's one of the things that's not modelled here. Danny Hammer, good evening. How are we doing? Right. I feel like I've spoken a lot. I know what you've all come here for. You haven't come here for me. You've come here for the game. So let's play.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
So we're going to play Locomotive Livery Location. If you've not seen this game before, then post your numbers in the chat between 1 and 36. I'm going to pick the third number that comes up on my screen. You will soon get the hang of it. Right, we've got 1 yellow, red ahead as we pass through Denmark Hill. That's the best kind of work day. Yeah, John, definitely is. That's not my red you can see on the left-hand side there. My red is just coming into view on the right. This is a lot further around in real life, and the gradient does slow you down. That'd be good. We're going to spat as soon as we start. So we should be 10 over the magnet driving a freight train. There we go, 1 yellow, position 1 junction indicator. In reality, off to the right-hand side, I say in reality, in the past, off to the right-hand side, there was an AC electric depot. I don't know too much about it, but I am told there used to be an AC depot there for some of the London suburban stuffs, which used to run AC pre-war. Okie dokie, on the numbers. GJ, you were first in, Peter G second, Pig and Bob third with number 23. We got to remember we are heading towards a red signal as well.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Okay, I'm going to give you box number 23. You've got 10 seconds to give me the locomotive livery and location if you can, please. Here we go. Today's picture sent in by Emily S, who happens to be in the chat.
I'm waiting to see what number 23 actually is because I've got no idea.
What is it? Where is it? And we are still red ahead.
Ooh, that's quite a good one.
Good evening from Derbyshire. Roy Michael Taylor, good evening. Typical Nathan, have you ever seen a freight train doing 125 miles an hour? Only a self-loading freight train. AKA passenger train. Right, 1 yellow as we come round towards Peckham Rye. The lines on our right, the South London lines, which are joining us from Tulse Hill. Mr. Gaming, thank you for the 2 Oxted yesterday. No worries, my friend, no worries. Sam says HST, Richie Rouse says looks like the APT. BMW M3 Touring says 390. Formula 1 Nerd says 222 at Manchester Piccadilly. Train Guy 37 says it's a Class 66. We are 1 yellow as we come round to Peckham Rye. So 86
Is that the same as Peckham Spring?
Oh dear, oh dear. I don't think Peckham Rye is actually in Peckham either. I think it's...
I was going to say, like, you're probably the one person who got that joke, but, yeah.
2 yellow, so in reality, this is quite a climb up to Nunhead. Nunhead is actually the highest station, highest mainline station in the London area. Brian, even Richard finally caught a live stream. Watching from a cargo ship in... Is that Caen in France? 2 more weeks then home. Oh, excellent. Dad Row International. That's what we call it. Fantastic. Oh, Animal TVI. Can you see Nelson Mandela House? Stick a pony in your pocket. I'll get the suitcase from the van. Mr. Gaming, have you seen the 69 that Bachmann are making? I've had one on pre-order for about, well, since they were announced. But I might have to pre-order a couple more. I don't think they're coming out till next year, so that gives me enough time to save up. But they are very nice. Very nice indeed. Starlife Studios, are the LLLs always British? Predominantly, yeah. My audience tends to be British. So if I do anything sort of abroad, anything German or French or European or American or anything, then it's doesn't tend to work as well. Oh, it's one of my favourite locos coming the other way. DCR Class 60.
Yeah, I'm obviously watching on the live stream, so this level of delay works really well for me. Because, like, you call something out, I've got time to tab back to the stream and watch it come past.
Fantastic. Richard Hocking, I remember Virgin Trains used to start and terminate at Brighton Station. Yeah, 47 and Mark IIs back in the day, and then I remember it when it was Voyagers as well. Virgin Cross Country
That's slightly
services.
awkward. That Class 60 isn't supposed to be like Loco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we need to have a look at the JNAs.
Do you ever go through Altrincham, says Train Guy 37? I don't know. Okay, coming up to Nunhead again. This is a really steep uphill. 60s are hellfire. Laserjet, I've got a DCR, a Cavalax DCR 60 on pre-order, and I've got an Acura Scale GBRF one on pre-order. Sound fitted, of course. Right, we should get a position 1 junction indicator on this signal, which is going to take us onto the down Lewisham. We are currently on the down Catford. And there we go, there's our position 1. If we would continue round to the right, that would take us to Ravensbourne. No, it wouldn't. It would take us to Crofton Park, Catford, Bellingham, Beckenham Hill, Ravensbourne, Shortlands, then Bromley South. Sam, the only bit in the middle of the main line I do is Hendon. So that's saying 60 to the left. In reality, this is 20 going round to the left. The junction here is to the left, so sort of straight on. Where you sort of see round to the right here, in reality, that's sort of the straight on route. Lewisham lines are interesting. So 60 there, this is quite a steep downhill in reality, and normally you're going to stop at a red at the bottom. So this is a little connecting spur between the lines out of Victoria that we've just been on, the Chathams and the Catfords, down to the lines out of Charing Cross. So this sort of connects the two networks together. Okay, 1 yellow, power off. Concord 9289, so the first part of this stream will take us down to Hither Green. And the second part, we will pick the train back up at Crayford, so that the bit in the middle isn't modelled, and then we work it round to Angerstiens Wharf. We might call it a night there, or we might have a go with something else. We'll see how we get on. Train Guy 37. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll let you go first. You're in charge.
I was just going to say, Train Guy 37, what trains do you drive? 66s, 73, 69s. Anything they let me.
So, Brian, in a former life, I got to play with the Train Sim World Editor before anyone else did. All opinions expressed within this following statement are my own, and are my account of how something happened. Other people's may vary. I formerly worked for Dovetail, and I was actually on the gameplay team for Train Sim World. Gameplay in Train Sim World is very different to Train Sim Classic. So most of my scenarios in Train Sim World are what would be service mode in Train Sim Classic, or what would be service mode in Train Sim World. Scenarios for TSW are a lot harder by the nature of the fact that you have to think of a story for them. You have to think of, so one of the things I'm unfortunately responsible for was the missions, or the scenarios, sorry, on Oakville Subdivision. I hate that route because I spent that long playing it, testing it, and it's still not to a standard that like my work in that isn't to a standard that I want it to be to. But it, there's if you play through that, it's a story. So there's one scenario where you're shunting, you're shunting with 2 GP9s. One of them breaks down. It's physically been broken in the game. So even if you uncouple that GP9, throw any of the switches in there that you want, it will not move. It's physically broken in the editor, which is super cool. But another train comes in, drops another GP9 off for you, and then leaves, basically. And you drive that in a different scenario. But yeah, basically, Train Sim World Editor, you need the brain the size of a small planet to do it, and it's very different to Train Sim Classic. For me, right now, Train Sim Classic suits me up and down.
I think that's probably why we haven't seen too many sort of third-party or community add-ons using the public editor in Train Sim World, because it's a beast.
It's incredibly powerful, and I'm not saying it's a bad tool, but I don't enjoy using it.
That's fair.
It's like a sewing machine. Sewing machines are objectively good things. I don't enjoy using them.
Typical Nathan. Does this 66 have GSMR? No, it doesn't. This one's actually not even got CSR. It's got National Radio Network, NRN, which it predates even my time on the railway. Not that was that long ago. We were having this discussion earlier, Emily, about the fact that whether you're looking at Train Sim World or Train Sim Classic, considering how iconic the 66 is, we don't really have a decent 66 in game. We need a remodel of the 66.
Exactly. This is one of the first EPs, and there've been upgrades on top of this. But doing a new cab for it, like, actually, Gold Star, if they did a new cab for this, the way they did for the old Cujo HST, that would add a lot of life to it. But like I say, I definitely think it needs a full remodel top down. Just in terms of the external stuff as well, it could be just such a nicer model with so many more extras and details and variety between versions.
It is the go-to UK freight loco that's used in pretty much every route, so the quality should be up there.
100%.
So in this signal we're coming down to, in reality, this is a straight approach onto it, and you get pretty good sighting on it. So this bend is not here, and this is green, which is really unusual. Line speed's going to drop to 20 as we go across Lewisham Vale Junction, round the corner there. Right, let's press the button. Let's have another go.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
No, Star Life Studios, I think you make a good point. Obviously, I am comparing it to real life with saying the 66 is bad, but I think if we just look at the general sort of cab modelling and stuff, the fact that it doesn't have GSMR, it's very dated. It does just need a bit of an update. But
Star Life, when you take like the level of I'm on this every day, I know this inside and out, I sign it. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. The AP37, generally seen as one of the best diesel locos and train sim. One of my friends used to drive them in real life. The master key, when you key on, turns the wrong way on the AP37. she noticed that, I wouldn't, but yeah, it's everyone notices things differently.
The signal we've just gone past isn't there in real life, which is interesting. You don't get flashing yellows coming in here. So that's St John's Station. We can see just off behind us the lines we've just gone over top of. We will join those lines in a few moments. So the line from the left is from Charing Cross Cannon Street, basically London Bridge. 20 mile an hour through Lewisham. We are going to want this. So one flashing yellow there, yeah. So you don't get flashing yellows here in real life. This would all be the line speed's too low to justify flashing yellows. So if we went round to the left now, that would actually take us to Angerstiens very, very quickly, but we would be facing the wrong way and have to do a propelling move in. But from here to Angerstiens, it's a very short distance indeed. But yeah, that's the line that takes you down via Barnhurst down to Dartford. Andrew, how are we doing, my friend? Just keeping a little bit of brake in there, just trying to make sure we don't exceed that 20 mile an hour. Brian, question I have from watching your tour stream with Train Sim Live, like yourself driving class 66 with freight, if you were asked to take a rail tour, do you require any extra training or licenses? So yeah, in order to drive passenger trains, you need to be class 1 competent, so that's an additional competency on your licence. So I previously used to drive passenger trains, but where that was multiple unit passenger trains, it's completely different to driving locomotive hauled passenger trains. So as freight drivers, you sort of don't learn about train evacuation, door regulations, PASCOM alarms. So yeah, there are extra rules and stuff that you need to know. Likewise, if you're a passenger driver, there's other stuff you need to know to be able to drive freight trains. So it works both ways really. Line in front of us goes down to Catford and Hayes. Again, that is modelled in game. And we are now going to start climbing up and join the southeastern main lines. Yeah, John Moore, Court Hill Loop, and the junction we're coming up to, sometimes referred to as Parks Bridge, but I think the correct name is Court Hill South Junction. Okay, I've completely neglected the numbers. There they are on my screen. GJ, you're actually in there third today, my friend, with 21.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Right, I'm going to give you 21.
Sorry. I was going to say you're a 4. Sorry, you go.
21. What is it? Where is it?
So what you are is 4 Oscar 6-2 though, so you don't have to do the 2/3 rule, do you?
No, very true. What is it? Where is it? I did not look at my header code. If I'm a class 4, that means I'm exempt from the 2/3 rule.
Tin biscuits.
No, I'm erring on the side of safety, so it's a right side failure. Right side failure. Concord, why was there a 375 at Lewisham? Shouldn't they be on the fast lines? There's a couple of empty stop moves a day that go around there. Could be a route learning engine. Loads of reasons.
That actually, I think that one is actually an ECS. Yeah, that comes off with the green down reception.
Because I believe you have basis on a real timetable, Emily.
Yes. So I basically, when the HRAs came out, I wanted to do a proper scenario for them. I had the Tolworth run, but I wanted something for them. So I found this photo here on Flickr, which I can't post because the link's too long. That's great. Hang on. But whilst I shrink that link, you find a head code. You can search that up in real-time trains, figure out what routes it goes on, and yeah, make it work from there. Basically, I always sort of estimate that it takes like 2 to 3 times as long to. Oh, yeah, that was the wrong button. 2 to 3 times as long to actually create a scenario as it does to run it. So if this takes me, this is like 25-minute, 30-minute run, then yeah. Sorry, Brett. But yeah, it basically takes me sort of 2-3 hours to do.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's the image that this is based off. So it's the right loco, the right wagons, and the right length. I'm not sure if the inners and outers are right because I can't tell that from the photo, but it's best guess.
So we're just passing through Hither Green. The lines that just went off to our right would head up towards Tunbridge and Ashford International. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of the route now here which is not modelled. So we're passing through Hither Green. You've got Lee, Mottingham, New Eltham, Sidcup, Albany Park, Bexley and Crayford. We will rejoin this train just after Crayford. So it's going to let us go around the corner and then the scenario is going to end. It's a real shame we haven't got that little bit of route, because then you could start doing like Cannon Street rounders, which are literally Cannon Street to Cannon Street services. Because when we get down to Crayford, the line effectively does a U-turn and comes back. So if you look on the National Rail map, out of London towards Dartford, there's 3 lines. So the line sort of split at Lewisham and Hither Green there, as we've seen, and a place called North Kent East Junction. 3 routes to Dartford, and they all converge back into one. But you can do loops. There's like U-turns on each line, so you can go down one U-turn and come back down the other, which is where we get what's known as Cannon Street rounders. The drivers absolutely hate them. The Formula 1 nerd on Locomotive Livery Location says 2T1 Bournemouth. GJ says cross country 2T1 somewhere. Concord has gone cross country 220 Guildford. John Ward, the Sidcup Loop. Yeah, I mean the correct name for the line that we're on now is the down Dartford Loop. Hey, train spotting, train sim, world buses and everything. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Can I give them a hint?
It's up to you.
So, first things first, Starlife Studios, yes, I did count the wagons. I literally took a screenshot and like marked them off with a line to make sure I got them all. But that image in Locomotive Livery Location, I was in that platform today at work. That train is in. And for a bonus point, that which would probably make this quite I'm not going to give it a further hint because that would give away too much. But I was in that platform today.
BMW M3 Touring. How do flat wheels occur? The bang bang noise on the triangle as it passes. So wheel flats can be caused by all sorts of things. Normally it's because the wheel locks up under braking conditions. Can be caused by low adhesion, which can cause the wheel to lock up. So rather than the wheel rotating, it starts to slide on the rail, and then where it slides, you get a flat spot that starts to form. It is a very big problem And it does cost railway companies lots and lots of money to replace wheels or turn wheels on wheel lathes. Okay, that is part 1. The scenario ends. We're going to load up part 2, so we're going to rejoin the same train back down at Crayford. So don't look at the 92 scenario. That is next week's stream. So, part 2. No hints.
I'm now
no
panicking
hints.
trying to find an extra scenario in case we need more time.
Something that's going to work. One of the Catford Loop passenger runs that we've done previously, we should pretty much have everything in for that if we need something to do in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm going to find something southeast. Also, really quickly, folks, I'm going to indulge myself for a second whilst this loads. That link right there is to my Train Sim community website page. All 4 parts of this scenario have now released, as well as 7 Oscar 98, 1207 Park Road Marcons to Angerstiens Wharf. That came out just before 9 o'clock.
Fantastic.
Schedule releases.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, go and check that out. Okay, so we are now facing the same direction we were before, so directly in front of us. Actually, we can sort of jump into freeway mode. So directly in front of us takes us down to Dartford. Then we can.
If you're doing that really quickly, just pause, just so that you don't.
Okay, I'll restart the scenario so we don't muck up the timings. So Dartford
you can just hit
station
pause
there,
break, you'll be fine.
and then we can.
If you're in the 8 cam.
Is that a P key?
Pause break.
Okay,
top of your keyboard.
I've pressed that. Let's hope for the best. So that's Dartford there. We could then pick up the Train Sim World southeastern high speed route if we wanted to down towards Gravesend. And you'll see here what I mean at Dartford. So you've got 3 lines that go off here. And there's another one that diverges up further up. So you can see what I was saying here. So we're literally going to do a massive U-turn. So there's Dartford down there, top right of your screen. Looks like a Transport Fever map, doesn't it, from this angle? So you've got one of your lines that's coming down here, another one that's coming down here. And we're literally going to do a U-turn and head back up towards London. So it's a long way round just so the train's facing the right direction. Right, let's jump back into the cab. I am literally all over the place with me buttons now. I think I broke it. It won't let me back into the cab.
Unpause.
Unpause it. We're back in. We're back in. Loco66, hello, how are we doing? If only we could do this in real life, skipping routes. You can route conduct me, Loco66, because I don't sign this bit. Right, okay, Shift and W, get the key in.
Route conducting with a 30-second delay. That's going to go well.
You can preempt what's going to happen. H for headlights, or is it L? H, I believe. The headlights do look really nice on here. So this is a modified headlight pack, I believe. Or some sort of enhancement pack on the headlights.
Correct. So this is the ATS LED headlights. So it just, this loco has the lights. So if you look at that shrunk link I posted a little while ago, I wanted to replicate as close as I could. So you've got the right number on the loco to 666, and you've got the retina burners as well, which we enjoy.
Okay, let's put it into forward. It does tend to help a little bit. Yeah, train spotting, train sim, world and buses, everything. Yeah, I've driven 377s, 375s, 465s, 395s, 376s. I've pretty much done the whole of the Southeastern Fleet in the past. It's good fun. So we're going around the Crayford Spur, so I don't sign this bit in real life. I think we're pretty much going to be 40 mile an hour all the way. So let's put the minimal HUD up so I can sort of get some idea what I'm doing and where I'm going. 10 mile an hour around this very, very tight corner. We are doing our little U-turn thingy. And I've got a speedo there. I was just thinking I can't see my speedo, but we've got a little one there. .395s don't count. That wasn't that in a depot? Yeah, no, it was in a depot. To be fair, it was a shunt driver. I did take them from the depot to the station, so I did get a very small amount of mainline driving, but only a very small amount, and only once or twice, but it still counts. It was on the traction card for a little while, so I'm still counting it. Loco 66, 10 round the curve, up to 40 through Slade Green, drops to 35 for Erith, back to 40 till Plumstead, back to 20 for Woolwich Arsenal. Right, okay, that's all we need to know. Can you play See It, Say It, Sorted? Jake, people won't like you for it.
If you see something that doesn't look right, report it to a member of staff or text the British
We have a
Transport
different guy who
Police
says that's
on
it's got the impact on me.
61016. See it, say it, sorted.
See it, say it, sorted. Leo Low, what if you didn't keep your feet off? Oh, if you had your feet on the dashboard, it would...
That would be tea and no biscuits.
Tea and no biscuits, yeah.
Actually, that would be tea and you're buying the biscuits. That's how bad it would be.
You can't put your feet up there. You've got to have them on the DSD pedal. You've got to keep your feet on that little pedal there, so... Very uncomfortable to have your feet up. Trust me, I've tried. No, I haven't. Absolutely not. I always keep my feet off. Welcome on board the Southeast.
I'm sure I've been sent some photos of some feet on that dashboard. Well, what do I know?
Not mine. Not mine. Daniel,
and they had shoes on them, so it was appropriate.
Good, Daniel. How are you, my friend? So in reality, we'd be pressing our train length indicator button, but I don't believe that's... Is it functional?
Yes, it is. It'll double beep at you when the end passes.
Oh, okay, awesome. That's pretty cool. Although, I tell a lie, we shouldn't be using it because we are approaching cautionary signals, and you're not supposed to use the train length indicator when approaching cautionary signals. Daniel, did I say hello? If I didn't, then hello. Manorm, hi Dabra, was looking at some photos I took at Angerstiens Wharf back in 1997, just the other day. It's a location that's just escaped me from signing it. BMW, do you prefer passenger or freight driving? For me, freight. I prefer freight. It's more varied, but nothing wrong with passenger driving at all. They both have their individual challenges. I'd say they're both different skill sets.
In the front on wheel trains. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I stepped on you. You go.
Okay, powering up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it has beeped at me. Right, we are good for 40. We are 1 yellow, but I can see a green ahead after that, so... Although
yeah, there's some funny signal logic. You might have to tab.
We do have to be aware that we could have a read-through risk as well, so we'll obey the signal we're approaching immediately, and we won't look beyond it. Andrew, I love the Lumo Class 803.
I have one of those that I really like, and the rest of them I'm a bit...
Freight doesn't make complaints.
But BMW M3 Touring, for me, so I'm not a real driver. I drive in video games. In video games, bit of both, bit of varied. I don't like full-on stoppers, but get a bit of speed up, and yeah, quite like it.
Ian, how you doing? Great to have you here. So the line going off to the left, that goes up via Barnhurst, back up towards Lewisham. That's your second route to London. So Crayford was the first one, that's your second one. And the one we're going on to now via Plumstead is the third route. So we are going to go past Plumstead, which is obviously home to Crossrail. Are we going to get any funky Crossrail trains?
Oh, there's none in trains then. That's my... Not yet.
We could have had a reliveried 710.
There's no 710 in Trenton Classic. There's none of the new Aventras. Yeah, there's no Aventras for it yet. ATS are doing an AI one, but it's not available yet.
Gareth Kemp, Train Spotter, how are we doing, my friend? It might be unpopular, but I missed the 142, 144 paces. Yeah, me too. I like paces.
Is someone from an area where they exist, where you had no choice but to go on a pacer? I miss the idea of a pacer. I don't miss the reality of a pacer.
Nicely put. Very nicely put. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's press the button again.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Loco 667 tunnels between Woolwich, Arsenal and Charlton. Awesome. And we've got the 35 just coming up, so I've just taken the power out. And we'll let the train take the strain. Richard Hocking, Richard, how can you rejoin as a member? I'm following you on Discord, but I cannot find how to be a member. So membership is on the YouTube channel, not Discord. You should see a little button somewhere near the channel that says join. I think you can only do it on PC though. I I'm not entirely sure if I'm being completely honest. Okay, what do we got on the numbers? 35 coming up. Train has come down quite nicely for that. Putting it up so you know I'm not cheating. Mystic Gaming, you are the third one on the screen with number 9.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
So, going to give you box number 9. 10 seconds for the Locomotive Livery Location, if you can. I reckon that might be a 180, potentially. What do you think, though?
Oh, I can't say anything without keeping a straight. Well, I've got to keep a straight face.
Nobody can see your face, though, so.
Okay, straight voice. Oh, I'm gay as they come. Damn. I will give a little hint for a location. I'm not going to give the loco, but I will actually. I'll give a hint. That'll sort of give you a bit of both. In ancient mythology, you'd be looking at unicorns and daffodils.
Okay then.
It's niche enough. If you can get it off, I'll be impressed.
Concord says class 220 at Basingstoke. Jake's gone cross country or Avanti train. Animal TVO, not a Scooby. Tolworth Broadway Voyager. Gareth kept trains. Well, I think there's one preserved. We're talking about Paces. One preserved at Scunthorpe, but class 144. You can drive it around the steelworks. Oh, that sounds like a day out.
There's the Allen Valley near me. He's got 2, and they've got one resprayed into regional rail livery, and it actually looks really good. For those of you in Newcastle, at St James's Park, there's an advert for the new strips, and that on a pacer, and it's actually one at the Allen Valley.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't have to put up with them day in, day out, so that's probably why I don't mind them too much.
It's like I say, like the idea of them's great. It's the same as like the VW like surfer vans.
Yeah.
The idea of one of those is great, right? It's a lovely little, cool-looking vehicle. You take it to the beach every now and again. You put your surfboard on the top. You're done. Driving one as your daily driver. Not ideal.
GJ does a search on unicorn and daffodils. BMW.
It's not as literal as that, GJ.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Think country, right, GJ? Think countries in relation to that.
You've got me thinking. I know what it is, and you've got me thinking where this is going now.
I'll message you. See if you would have got it.
Can you do an Avanti West Coast announcement? Oh, I don't have any of those. Plym Valley down in Plymouth has 2 paces. Awesome. Right, how are we doing? We are good for 40. We can get going a little bit. Only 6.2 miles to Angerstiens. I do feel we are going to have to do another run on Train Sim Classic. Shark Tales, hello. How are we doing? Concord, Scotland and Wales.
There you go. Pull that. There you go. That was the hint. Figure the rest of it out.
Chugging along. Oh, we're chugging along. I wonder where we're stopping. Oh, we're chugging along.
Oh God, no. So
what TV program was that from? Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was the weird little thing that had like gremlins inside of it that got ejected out and stuff.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
What was the TV show where it's set in Newcastle and it's basically these kids go to a childminder's house?
Oh, Me Too.
And Me Too. So
Come
the
on
driver
down
who
to
waves
the
at the, the driver who waves in the opening credits for that.
Yep.
He still drives for us. A guy called Ross.
Excellent. Giving away your employer.
Not really.
Chugga chugga choo choo, anyone? Chug chug choo choo. Chug chug choo choo. Little train chug chug choo choo. See, even my son's joining. That's a titty pole on Netflix. Chuggington. I liked Underground Ernie. I think Underground Ernie was great. Right, Plumstead. Let's get some power in. We are Chuggington, John Ward. Yeah, that was another. I mean, you can't beat the classics though. If we're talking about children's trains, it's got to be Ivor the Engine or Thomas the Tank. I think Rapido are doing some Ivor the Engine stuff. I mean, I'm half tempted to get that just for the nostalgia. Thomas the Tank Engine is cool though, but it's got to be the original Thomas the Tank Engine, narrated by Ringo Starr. None of this Thomas and Friends and Thomas New Adventure. I mean, the trouble is, I think the original Thomas the Tank Engine was quite sadistic in a lot of ways, wasn't it? It's like Henry doesn't want to get his paint wet, so we're going to brick him up in a tunnel, and he's never going to see the light of day again. And it's like, ooh, Fat Controller was evil.
Well, Rev Audrey was quite fond of the biblical punishments, and that is biblical.
And terrible trouble to my trousers.
No, for me, Thomas the Tank, when they went like the CGI faces on the locos, that is the cut-off point. So like you get some of the like Emily coming in and stuff like that. Okay, yes, I'm called Emily as well. No, I'm not named for the engine, I'm named for a video game character, but that's a different story. And that is a trans meme, let's be honest with ourselves. All of us chose a name because of a TV show character or a video game character. Sorry, that was a bit of a rant. But no, I would have an Emily model for my railway, 100%. They're all just stupidly expensive though.
Shark Tales. Yeah, but all the stuff was fun back in our day. I mean, it depends, sort of. I mean, obviously, I don't know how old people are in the chat, and you know, that's. If you want to give me a rough idea, that's absolutely fine. I guess the average age of my viewers is probably sort of from young to old, from the conversations I've had with people. So, back in my day is very subjective, but yeah, nostalgia's still there from back in the day. Children's programs, Mr. Ben. And as if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. King Rollo, or King Rolo, or King Rollo. I think it was King Rollo. You know, the Queen's Nose, the Worst Witch, Rainbow. A lot of these are really probably not appropriate for modern audiences, but we didn't see it as kids. It was all just perfectly innocent.
Mm.
I'm quite surprised by the answers I'm getting there. It appears my audience are much older than I would have imagined. In the nicest possible way. Much more mature. Let's use the correct terminology.
I was going to say, I was expecting that I'd be on the older side of average. But yeah, it's interesting, that.
No, it's great. Fantastic.
Local class 66. Next station is Plumstead. AWS warning before the station. 20 starts before Woolwich Arsenal.
Yep, 20 coming up. Let's drop some brakes in. The Herb Garden and Hector's House. Never saw that one. Budgie the Little Helicopter. Oh, used to love Budgie the Little Helicopter.
See, so I've never... Like, I'm not aware of the Herb Garden at all. But that just sounds problematic.
Well, I mean, children these days get, like, in the Night Garden, and I'm sorry, you have to be on something to have been able to write that. It is so peculiar. I mean, I'm sure it's absolutely great for kids, and I'm not knocking that, but like for an adult to write that, I just like I don't get it. It's like they talk about the Ninky Nonk and the Pinky Ponk, and it's like, It's weird. It's weird.
Like the word Google was one of the creators' children, like word, like when they were toddlers, like Google. Sorry, that's my toddler voice. Yeah. Yeah, you got some missing assets here, which is a shame. Looking at it, like missing bridge stuff, but
Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men was brilliant. Animal TVI, Sooty. Who said Sooty? Richard Hocking. Sooty and Show. Hey, ho, it's Sooty and Co. Oh, what about Funhouse with Pat Sharp? Fun house, whole lot of fun. I wanted to go on there.
What
I think
about
every kid wanted to go on there. Magic Roundabout.
What
Oh, I had that on VHS. That was another
What
one that
about,
was
though?
interesting.
I'm about to blow your TV show out of the water, Richard.
Go on, go on.
Tugs.
I had the books. I had the books.
So, like a few years ago, I was off work sick, and I'm lying in bed, and I found it on YouTube, and I watched all of it. And, oh, brilliant! Honestly, like people watching after the stream tonight, have a look at Tugs. It's the same guys who created Thomas the Tank Engine,
Yes.
but they bankrupted the studio first time round because the special effects on Tugs was so good.
Shark Tales every point.
That's true.
Button Moon Loco 66. That's never seen that one. GJ Tiswas. I've heard of that, but again, that's probably a bit before my time. Buying, said Zebedee. Time for bed.
See, Zebedee's also a character in Tugs, so I was a bit confused there for a second.
Yeah, children's programs were definitely different back in the day. I think that's fair to say. I mean, you can't beat the classics. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is good. No, I did not say that. You didn't hear that. I'm trying to think what
Richard,
my
are
son.
you feeling
Do you know?
okay?
Do you know? I tell you what, most of you will know that Sammy, who you've seen running around behind me in the live stream, is non-verbal autistic, and he loves watching Laserjet on YouTube. It's like, what about me? No, it's just Laserjet. He just loves watching Laserjet, which is great. Might have to do a collab. Peppa Pig, Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, all those sorts of things. Captain Pugwash would be banned these days, yes. So when I was at primary school, the author, and I can't remember his name of Captain Pugwash, came to our school.
Well, you know the
certainly some interesting names.
Well, you know that's a rumor. That is actually slander, believe it or not. Like the idea that there was a character in there called Seaman Staines is false.
Oh, is it really?
Literally, the author won corrections and compensation from some sort of tabloid newspaper for that.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm told at least. We'll check that now.
Fireman Sam. Oh, Laserjet. Again, Fireman Sam. It's got to be the originals and the classics one. The classics. Not the redone CGI super cool ones, although the new one does have a train. So, you know, there are some things. Dave Jive, does anyone remember Swap Shop on Saturday mornings with Noel Edmonds? It was Noel Edmonds, wasn't it, done that? Again, before my time.
This is Coventry Live. Printed an article in 2015. The daughter of Captain Pugwash creator John Ryan has revealed how her father was traumatised by urban legends surrounding the show's characters. Isabel Ryan spoke to the Telegraph at the Herbert Art Gallery in Coventry, where she was giving a talk about an exhibition called The Story of Children's Television. She said her father's childlike innocence was lost after student newspapers in the 70s created malicious rumours about the supposed smutty names of the show's characters. The show did feature Master Bates and a Parrot Willie, but characters like Seaman Staines, Roger the Cabin Boy and Master Bates just didn't exist on board the Black Pig. In fact, Ryan won libel damages from two newspapers in 1991 after they published stories that the BBC had taken Captain Pugwash off the air because of the risque names.
Fantastic.
There you go.
2 yellows, Loco 66 line speed goes up to 50, but I would say it's 30 as you're not far from Cholton. Absolutely, and we see 15 coming up on the hub there as well. Train spotting, train sim, well, buses, everything. Can you shout me out? Consider it done. It was Noel Edmonds on Swap Shop. There we go. Peter G, Postman Pat. Again, got to be the original, not the new one. Although the new one does have a train in it, so every cloud and all that. Just got my hand on the original Thundercats. Oh, GJ, Danger Mouse, voiced by Terry Scott and David Jason, the originals. He's fantastic. He's the greatest. Whenever there is danger, he'll be there. Danger Mouse. God blimey, Chief. Sorry. This is about the trains, not reminiscing. Just so you know, it's only 10 chain between the single yellow and the red. Ah, indeed. Wow, yeah, that is.
Also, that red, you can get that to pull off. You just need to open the 9 menu and use that to set your points to take you into Angerstiens Wharf.
Okay.
So I would come to a stand and then just open the 9 menu, and yeah, you can go through there.
And we try not to spad. Thunderbirds, oh go! One of the things I wanted growing up was the Tracy Island toy. I had all the Thunderbird toys. I wanted the Tracy Island toy, and I never got it. It's.
Ooh, I'm going to make you jealous, Richard.
You did.
I had the Tracy Island toy.
Oh no!
That was an elite toy.
You just couldn't get it. I mean, it's not like it was today where you just went on Amazon or went online and bought it. Like, you had to physically go out to shops and walk around and try and get it. Right, how do I set my points in Angerstiens? What have I got to do?
So, press the number 9 key. That'll pull up the map.
Yeah, I'm in that menu now.
Basically, you want to go to Angerstiens Wharf number 2.
Yeah, there looks
So
like
have a look.
looks like there's a train in there.
There is, but it will not. It should be an Angerstiens 1, and you're going into 2, so you should be fine.
Yep, that looks about right.
So it's the zoom in on that junction.
Yeah, I think I've done it.
Yep, and then you might have to tab, but then you'll be able to continue past the signal.
Request to pass signal danger approved. Oh, that's like the SG button. Right, 2 white lights.
It's basically the shunters rang me. They've set the points. Can I go, please?
And Loco 66,
Of course,
I tried to.
Perfect. Yes, some more comms there, but yeah, carry on. Sorry.
I tried to make the Tracy Island from Blue Peter. Yeah, I think my parents tried that as well. Sussie's Random Fuser, how are we doing? This is the Southeastern. Is it Southeastern Network? I believe it's called. On Tracy Classic.
Southeastern Network by Nicholas. It's available from the Steam Workshop,
which is a freeware route. Okay, 2 white lights. Although there are some, I say freeware, there are some requirements you've got to have for the assets, but the actual route itself is free. 2 white lights. Proceed as far as the line is clear, being prepared to stop short of any obstructions and obeying all other signals. Animal TV, some loo rolls and sticky back plastic. And here's one I made earlier.
So one thing I remember about the Tracy Island toy, there was the Thunderbird 4, she shot out from the little cave entrance, and it clicked shut, and I could never get the little cave open to get it out, and it made me sad.
Okay, we're going to be good. So as we are turning into the siding, we will change our lights to yard work. So marker lights. And I believe there's a stop board just around here as well somewhere.
Yes, I'll let you comply with those. I didn't in testing because I'm a rebel like that.
Captain Pugwash, the Demon Headmaster, Nightmare, Bagpuss. Oh. 5 for the run round route, says Loco 66. Yeah, it's quite a tight corner, this one. I think we are 15 at the moment. And there is a foot crossing coming up, which I believe Jeff Marshall made a video about, which is the only mainline, or technically it's not mainline, but the only foot crossing in London, I believe. Laserjet overshoots. Thunderbirds are go in railway terms means class 57s are go. We love a class 57 here. If you like 57s, you're in good company.
So yeah, it's 57s throughout now, even on the East Coast. So they got rid of the LNER got rid of their 67s, and now Network Rail provide a 57 at Newark.
Daniel Aldridge, Art Attack with Neil Buchanan. Yes, definitely liked Art Attack.
Art Attack was good.
Twangers. Don't remember the Twangers, Peter G. Don't remember that one. There's the stop
I'm
board.
not worried, the stop boards might not be... Oh, you got them, perfect.
Hey, Seamus, that is very generous of you. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. I'm gonna have a sneaky beer when I finish this. I think I'm gonna need it. Whistle before proceeding. So even if you got authority to pass a stop board, You should still always stop at it. No, thank you, Seamus. That's very kind of you. Biker Mice from Mars. So you're getting into these kind of cartoons that I never got onto, like I never got onto that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, never was into that. Power Rangers, again, never really got into Power Rangers, if I'm being honest. Captain Scarlet, Richard, yes, and Stingray, absolutely. Those are two that I can get behind.
Wait, Richard, you mean anything could happen in the next half hour? Dun 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 dun. Sorry.
Oh dear, oh dear. Someone was saying earlier, last week it was food and cake and biscuits, and now we're on kids' TV shows. No, we talk about anything here. It should be the Dad Rail podcast soon. What's the topic going to be this week? Okay, someone's asked for Locomotive Livery Location. It's probably a good shout, because we haven't had to go at that for a little while, so let's do it.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Oh, there's a 66 with a proper livery on it. Am I allowed to say that?
Ooh, favoritism.
I'm pretty sure in real life we would need to go in on the right-hand road, because then we would run the loco round and then push back into the unloading point. But I've only ever been here once or twice in real life, and I don't sign it, so I don't know the method of work. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Those wagons should be HYAs.
So there is actually a flow that comes down here from Bardon Hill, and so it comes down from down the Midland. I was going to do that as a full run, but then I decided I really couldn't be bothered.
I still think they're HYAs.
This, but then all the way up to Leicester, basically on the Midland, and yeah.
That sounds
the
like
JGAs. That's the. No, Richard, no. You know how painful this was to get it all set up. Imagine what that would be like. You can't do me like this.
Oh dear, oh dear. I do need a sad violin sound effect. Pig and Bob.
You should know.
Unlucky for some. 1 and 3, number 13.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Number 13, 10 seconds for the I've just noticed that there's a little gap between 13 and 19. What's going on with that? I've not seen that before. Oh, it sounds like I'm going to fix it. Right, okay, rigged. Yeah, okay, 13. What is it? Where is it? There we go. What is it? Where is it? So I believe there was an issue with the marker at the end of the scenario, so the scenario is not actually going to end, it's just going to let us keep going forever. So, are we in clear? Just.
Yeah, I think you're missing some assets for this route, which is why you don't have the bridge, for example.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's what's created, because it ran fine for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's probably what's happened there.
Right, we will secure the train there, so we'll cut the loco off, do the run round move, all of that sort of good stuff. Love the variety in the graffiti on the wagons, that's really cool. Of course, in the UK in real life, freight wagons don't have graffiti on them, they're very well maintained, and they're really well looked after. Floating rail. GJ says, cross-country 220 Edinburgh. Laser overshoots 221 Edinburgh. Night Rider 395 South Eastern. Ah, okay. Right, what are we reckoning, guys? Do we call it a night there, or should we have a little passenger run as well? Should we load up a scenario and have a passenger run? Cast your votes now. I think I've been sent some options.
One more song.
I have been sent some options. What have we got? Grove Park to Bromley North. London Blackfriars to Sevenoaks. Yeah, London Blackfriars. Yes, it is.
There'll be Blackfriars to Sevenoaks. That's Swanley right around. So it's basically that. It's sort of part 2 to the scenario that comes with the APEP.
Okay.
Or you've got the Bromley North, which is there and back, with a 466.
Jake, when is the next membership stream, please? We absolutely need to do one of those, Jake. What is there anything in particular you'd like to see? We did have a Transport Fever series. I'm not feeling any of those. I think we want something a little bit longer, Emily. What have you got anything a little bit longer that we can jump into?
What sort of time scale are you thinking?
Probably about I don't know, half an hour. We got sort of an Orpington to Victoria or something like that would be awesome. Or I think we've done a 700 run on that previously.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you something you haven't done yet.
Okay, I'm happy to do something we've done before. We have different audience. Gareth Kemp, train spotter, passenger. Yeah, you'll have to bear with Cross City Line. We are going to do Cross City Line next week in Train Sim World. I don't know what day yet. I've got to check my schedule for next week because it's all gone a bit up in the air. But yes, that is on the agenda for next week. Mr. Gamer, Richard, is there going to be a fan meet? We have got to make that happen in the summer. National Railway Museum. We did try before, but LNER went on strike, because we won't go there. But
sorry, Richard, remind me. You used to be a rep for a certain union. Which one was that again?
Yeah, okay, moving on. Hunter turned gamekeeper, I believe they call that. Insert elevator
sorry, I'm
music.
just trying
to... but we are trying to arrange another run. There is the 90...
Yeah, I am scrolling quickly. I'm scrolling furiously and quickly.
There is the 92 scenario. Or we could just have a look and sort of see what pre-scenarios...
The 92 is about 35 minutes. So all you have to do is plug the IZAs in. And that will run. I stake what limited reputation I have left on it.
I tell you what, let's. I might just jump in and do a quick drive somewhere. I think rather than worrying about getting a scenario, because by the time I get the scenario in and all of that good stuff, it'll all go horribly wrong. So we won't have any AI traffic, I don't think. Do we in quick drive get any AI traffic?
It depends on the route.
Okay. Let's just.
You actually, what you could do, North Somerset. That'd be a nice little outing.
No, I want to do something on the Southeastern Network because I'm really enjoying the Southeastern Network. Let's do a. I tell you what, let's do a because I've got the AP pack for the 375 installed. So let's do just a Tunbridge up to London Charing Cross. That's about 40 minutes, and I can do that hardless because it's a route that in theory I should know. Hopefully, maybe. Rightio, where are we? 375, 375, 375, 375. 375 Electrostar. That's not the AP one there, though, is it? I don't believe.
No, it should be I can't. Can you share your screen with me via Streamlabs just so I can actually see it and then I can point? What you could do actually. This is again. Sorry. I'm just pushing it for different stuff. Dalston Junction, so. It's probably like Canada Water or something like that to Bartley Park on 378 because that's quite a new one. If you fancied it.
No, I'm not. I'm not feeling that one. Iceman, hello. I think we'll just do a Tunbridge up to Charing Cross. I mean, we can always do it on a 465, 466, or a 7. I mean, 700 wouldn't be typical. There we go. AP 375, 377 enhancement pack. Southeastern original. Let's do an 8 car if we've got one. 9 car 369 93. No, it doesn't want to give us an 8 car. Oh, that's because it's a 375 free. That would be why then. 3756 8 car original logo. Oh yeah, I do like the original Southeastern logo. Let's just press start. Let's do a Tunbridge up to Charing Cross. My old roots. Is it modelled all the way through to Charing Cross? I suppose it must be.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You've done it in the past.
Richard Hocking, Wizardora, we adore her. Yeah, yeah, that's. I used to love that. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Loading. My loading times are significantly quicker since I've had an SSD installed. We are in a slightly sort of. Not sure what time of day I had it set to, but, we'll go with it. Okay, so we're going to be calling out Sevenoaks Orpington, London Bridge, London Waterloo East, and London Charing Cross. Key on. DRA off. Do we have to interact with... oh, this is actually pretty advanced. Doesn't look like we've got any PIS options, but that's not an issue. That's not an issue.
Yeah, you do. You just so you have to key in a code. So I'll get Charing Cross for you.
Oh, okay. That is a lot more advanced than I thought it would be.
Almost like it's not the DTG version.
Enter route code.
Sorry.
Proper PIS and everything going on. 1507, I think, was the route code Hastings to Charing Cross in real life.
It's broadly fictionalized because it doesn't. Obviously, the route code would put all the auto announcer stuff through. This just sticks a number on the front or a thing on the front.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right then. We'll just crack on. Okay, right. Doors.
For Southeastern, Charing Cross is 1003.
1003. We will get going very soon. Main menu, login. Route code 1003. Enter. Charing Cross, there we go. Send. Driver's menu. Charing Cross, look at that. Considering how old Train Sim Classic is, it's pretty good. It's pretty advanced. Right. We wouldn't typically be driver only operated from Tunbridge. We would be ding ding by a guard. There we go. Right, 40 miles an hour coming out of Tunbridge. We've got a green. Next station stop is going to be Sevenoaks. Should we put some lights on as well? We've done that bit. Okay, we're on day running. Line 2, Red Hill goes off to the left. Tunbridge West Yard directly in front of us.
GSMR? Question mark?
Do we have a GSMR on here? Oh, hello.
Yeah.
And we've got to put a registration code in. So this is how the GSMR should be working on Train Sim Classic. Sorry, Train Sim World. 40 miles an hour. Once we get around the corner here, line speed will go up to 50. And then it's going to go up to 75 and 90. And we are an 8-car train, so we want to wait until we get across the point work here, and we should be pretty much clear at the back. I can turn the HUD off. I'm probably going to embarrass myself now, but I should sort of know where I'm going with this route. Okay, coming across Medway Bridge. So, I reckon, let's press the button.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Let's get those numbers in for Locomotive Livery Location. This area looks familiar, very much so. Noddy and his yellow car, train boy. Noddy, the little man with the red and yellow car. Do, 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 do. It's terrible, isn't it?
That voice cracked though.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, 100 miles an hour. In reality, that board is not there. The line speed is 100, but there's not 100 board in the up direction. You'd be very lucky if you get 100 in the up direction, so we'll see what happens. Okay, on the numbers. GJ, you were first. Pig and Bob, second. Rick Ashtray. He'll never give you up or let you down. Sorry, had to be said. Number 5.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Give me number 5. 10 seconds for the Locomotive Livery Location. If you can. Ooh, what is that? Where is that? Let me know your thoughts. Does the red or yellow button work on the GSMR? Let's just get through Hilden around the corner and we will test it.
Richard, if you want to help them towards the end, give the number 12.
I think we've got a few more rounds left in it. Coming through Hilden, we are uphill all the way to Sevenoaks Tunnel. If you...
Yeah, Mystic... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on. I think I was just going to read the same comment.
Yeah, Mystic Gaming was telling you could go... GOO? Guard? No. guard controlled operation, GCO, whatever it's called.
Door mode, guard operated. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, let's check these buttons. So yellow button does nothing. Red button. It
Guys,
does nothing.
they're front buttons,
It does nothing.
Guys, they're buttons.
Right, we're just coming up to Nisel's foot crossing. Suspension physics on this is quite good as well. I've never really noticed that before, but it's pretty decent. I have to open the door and let my cats out.
But now we're alone, viewers. I'm just going to point out Northern Princess Productions on YouTube. Still growing as a channel. Pretty awesome channel. Go over there, subscribe. I mean, what? Oh, hi, Richard.
I think you should. I think you should. You do a lot for the community, Emily, with moderating here and pretty much running the Discord server in my continuous absence. You know, and helping me out with various bits and bobs. Good friend to me and good friend to the channel. And I think you should shout yourself out.
Thank you. I am me. I am, like I say, I do actually upload to YouTube. I upload 3 times a week. I upload on a Monday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. Monday's always train, same as Saturday, and Sunday's a bit of variety stuff, so it could be anything and everything.
So go and subscribe.
There you go.
Post a link. Post a link.
I'm trying to get a link. I'm not very good at this, as you can tell.
Okay, line speed drops to 70 miles an hour in Sevenoaks Tunnel. There's 3 signals in the tunnel. Slight curve round to the left. As we come out the tunnel, we'll be at Sevenoaks. Richard, you're showing your age. You cannot be older than me, as I'm 45. My age doesn't have a 4 in it. Yet. I'm not far off. A Dundee could also be a possibility, said Concord 9289. So, Sevenoaks Tunnel. We are calling Sevenoaks, Orpington, London Bridge, Waterloo East and London Charing Cross.
Thank you very much, folks, for everyone who does subscribe, by the way. I may not be able to shout all of you out just because I don't want to take over Richard's stream with me going, oh, thank you for the subscription, and thank you for the subscription. But I have just gone up by 6 subs. I appreciate everyone who did subscribe.
Excellent. SGT Fish. Does it have a 5? No, it has a 6, though. But it is my birthday next month. No, it's my birthday.
I'm not bringing you cake this time.
It's my birthday this month, isn't it? Yes. It's 1st of February today. So it's my birthday very soon. And I'm not going to give away the day and all of that sort of good stuff. My mother's maiden name and my bank details. Although my bank details wouldn't get you very far, trust me. Gareth Kemp Trainspot, anyone remember Magic Roundabout and Wombles? We've done Magic Roundabout, but Wombles, oh yeah. Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon coming our way. Do 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 do. Spaceful 36 or 56, which are we going with? During the war. Hey SGT, thank you very much. You are officially the first person to say that. Right, brake step 1 just before we come out the tunnel should bring us in quite nicely for the platform. If we are running via Baton Ball, we want to position 5 on this signal here, if we're going around towards Otford. Sevenoaks is going to be an offside door release as well.
Hey, Richard, really good question there from Animal TVI. Have you got your bus pass yet?
No. My dad has. He absolutely loves it. So I haven't touched the brakes, I've just put it into brake step 1 and left it, and that's coming in really well. That's performing pretty much exactly as it would do in real life. You'd put step 1 in just before you come out the tunnel. Anyone would think I've driven this route once or twice before.
I mean, you did it with a 47 on TPOs for me last time you did it with me.
Oh, this could be a perfect stop. Seriously, we're in an 8 car. I have not touched the brake since I put the brake on.
You see, the sadist in me wants to tell him to hit backspace, but I also know it's going to mess him up, and I actually kind of want him to succeed for once. You've got to build him up to knock him back down.
I mean, we're stopping a little bit short of the 8 car mark, but like... I mean, like...
Everyone Quick, like lean out the window and blow backwards. Push it past it.
From one Richard to another, Richard Hocking, thank you very, very much. Buy yourself a drink. I absolutely will. Do you know what? I don't even think that deserves a round of applause there. That is a little bit too short, isn't it? But I'm going to take it, considering Loco 66 is an old mentor, you should say, hole in one. We used to call them the one-shot, one-hit wonders. Yeah, we used to call them the one-shot, one-hit wonders. It's kaput, we're back. Oh! Are we still here? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are we working as we should be? Let me know. Back. Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Everything's good at my end. Maybe my internet was just playing games. Northern Princess Productions, are you still connected? Emily, are you still connected? I think I need to reconnect Emily. Hello, Emily.
Yo.
We've got you. You're back. Excellent. I don't know what happened there. I think my internet must have dropped out. Okay, heading down towards Dunton Green. And what we'd normally do, I've got to try and remember this because it's been a long time since I've driven this. I think we used to get up to about 80 and then leave it in power notch 2. Typical Nathan approaching McKinch now. I believe that's the 5 circle, isn't it? Typical Nathan, you said you were driving.
Mark Hinge, but carry on.
Your stop was so bad the internet repelled. Brilliant. Right, passing through Dunton Green, round to the left. We're climbing uphill in reality now. Going up towards Pole Hill Tunnel. Passing underneath the M26. Do you think the ambient noises on this, like when we pass under the motorway bridge there, the ambient noises on this are much better than Train Sim World? I think audio in Train Sim World, and I don't just mean like the actual noise of the trains and stuff, the ambient world noises just don't seem very good in Train Sim World. Do you have any thoughts on that, Emily?
So I do not profess to be an expert on audio in Train Sim. The sort of tangential amounts of knowledge I have is it's not necessarily the recording you have, it's how you use it. And, you know, as an example, the 377 in TSW uses the same sounds as we're using right now. I've not got the audio turned on, but this to me sounds nicer and better.
I think it does. I genuinely think it does.
And it's the same physical audio files, but it's how you cut it into the game.
Yes.
And I think so. What I've got, like I said, I don't pay attention to the audio side, so I've got really limited stuff. Yeah, so I've got really limited knowledge on it. But basically, there's the similar audio channels, so in theory, it's the same. In practice, the engineers are different people.
Yeah.
Sound engineers are different people. Starlife Studios. So at my depot, we do not go north of Edinburgh. We have trains that come from north of Edinburgh, but we don't go north of Edinburgh.
GJ, oh dear, we are starting that. That means we're getting near the end. Do you know where I can buy a toupee? Not off the top of my head. Oh dear.
Did that work?
Sharktales, do you know your title says South London Class 66? I do. That's because we were doing South London Class 66, but we were having so much fun. We decided to carry on for a little bit longer and jump into something else. So if you want to see the South London 66, go back to the beginning of the stream.
When we were setting up, I told him that that 2 scenarios wasn't enough. He didn't believe me.
To be fair, you did. But I wanted to keep the. Well, we have a little bit of a plan for the 92, don't we? Hopefully.
We do.
We can pull that off.
Basically, I'm gonna die. That's the plan.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, we're coming out of Pole Hill Tunnel. We're now coming around towards Knockholt. The gradient changes just at the next bridge, so I'd be looking to shut off power and let the train take the strain. Richard Hopking, I was once on a train, not saying what company. The train stopped after a station and the driver said something like this: "Sorry, I thought I was on the London Victoria train and I forgot to stop." It happens. Right, we are into neutral. Power shut off as we come through Knockholt. We got Chelsfield Tunnel just coming up round the corner, passing underneath the A21. Yeah, mine just come up. Chat has disconnected. I don't know if it's the internet at my end or there's something going on with the server today. It's really frustrating, and all I can do is apologise, I'm afraid. As we come through Chelsfield, which doesn't actually look like Chelsfield, but we'll cut it some slack. Oh, Animal TV! Mr. Brown goes off to town on the A21. But he comes home and he's ready with his gun. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? Magnet is the breaking point. Right, brake step 1 has gone in. We're not checking. We're not going to touch the brake. Although I do feel like in real life this slows down a little bit quicker, but I put my brake in. I'm going to leave it. Ian, thank you very much for joining, my friend. You have a good evening. Look back and check for gremlins. Yeah, that's never going to stop. Still doing 55. Yeah, that braking point didn't work. We're going to give it a substantial amount more. Although I've just said that, and I'm looking at the distance we've still got to go, and it might have been okay. Hey, my wife's waving at me. Wifey, 20 minutes to go. As we approach Orpington, next station stop will be London Bridge. There's the 4-car mark by the bridge there, 8-car mark a little bit further up. The Formula 1 nerd, no, the Locomotive Livery Location is still ongoing.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
I should have had faith and left that brake in. I think that probably would have been okay. Emily, I will get you back into the stream as soon as I come to a stand here at Orpington. On and off, folks, on and off. Emily's back.
Hi.
I don't know if it's my internet or like the YouTube servers or something. Something's going down.
I think it's your internet because I get kicked off as well, and like I get kicked out of chatting to you.
Yeah, it's
and
normal.
if it was YouTube, it wouldn't. Streamlabs is separate. It might be Streamlabs is having a poop.
Yeah, it's really quite irritating. I'll say that much. Okay, on the numbers, we are coming to the end of the stream and the end of the game. Third one is going to be Jake Moxham with number 3.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Is that 20 minutes or is that a train driver's 20 minutes?
Train driver's 20 minutes, of course. There we go, number 3, 10 seconds.
45 minutes later.
Locomotive Livery Location. What is it? Where is it? Let me know your thoughts. Next station stop is London Bridge. Okay, what we do for London Bridge is we accelerate from Orpington. Hello, I'm not sure you should be standing there. That should probably be a red button call. Never mind.
That's one thing I noticed. So I had to go on one of our simulators at work. The AI in that, immaculate on the PTI. There is no one behind the yellow line at all. And I love it.
GJ's gone 220/1 at Edinburgh. Jake's gone cross country Edinburgh. Starlife, do we have to get the 221 or 220 because it's impossible? It might not be a 220 or 221. I can't tell you. You could just use, if you have any doubts like that, like it's a certain subclass. Like if it was an Azuma, rather than knowing if it's an 801 or an 802, you could just put like Azuma or I would
mean, if it was an
that.
802, it wouldn't be an Azuma, but you know.
Oh, you know what I mean. For example,
Your Richard 802's Transpennine.
if you didn't know whether it was a 375 or a 377, you could just put Electrostar. I would accept that. Okay, accelerate to 55 miles an hour and let it coast. That is used to work perfectly. That will coast up to about 70. We'll drop the brake in for 60 at Hither Green. Slow down for the 45 around Parksbridge Junction. Let's see how it performs as we come through Petts Wood. 08 at Dundee, Animal TVI. Concord 9289 is going with Newcastle. Yeah, Starlife, total get out clause, absolutely. I was very careful not to mention Voyager when I was doing that as well. Did you notice? Line speed up to 70 there, just approaching Petts Wood Junction. 89 of you lovely people watching tonight. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button, consider subscribing, that would be awesome. We will be back next week, planning 2 streams next week. I'm not sure what days yet. We are going to be in Train Sim World on the Cross City because I quite fancy having another go in the 323. I do like the 323. And we're going to be actually, no, we've got 3 streams. We'll be doing the Cross City. We'll be doing possibly City Transport Simulator again. I might have some free keys to give away for that one. And next Saturday, I think we're probably going to be back in Train Sim Classic with a Class 92. If Emily has managed to complete a scenario.
That's bold. I might. So, okay, I'll reveal it because we're probably going to do it. So, the scenario that we were going to be doing tonight that we've decided not to do for various reasons was I made a scenario back in the day for when the IZA wagons came up from TSRS. So the IZAs are basically 4-wheel vans welded together to make a wagon. It's basically a scam.
Cargo wagons.
Well, no, so basically the IZAs are the cargo wagons that are IGAs, I think, and they've got bogies. The IZAs are 2 4-wheel vans welded together. Basically, history is the EU had funding for like bogie wagons, and the way the funding was written is you're basically eligible for this for wagons with multiple axles. So I went, well, we can just weld 2 4-wheel vans together. That's multiple axles, like so more than 2 axles. So that's what they did. But there's a train comes from sort of France through the Channel and goes up to Daventry on the west coast with mineral water, and that's usually 66 in charge of that, but plausibly you could stick a 92 on the front. So I'm going to force Richard to drive a 92 through South London, and I'm going to make it painful for the pain he's caused me tonight.
So I think what we could have is a 66 on it, then a 92 on front of that, and the proviso the 66 has failed. If we're having a failed 66, can it be a red one, please?
You see, I don't like this editorial control.
Yeah, Starlife, the water trade, that's the one. But we're gonna start off at Tunbridge. I think we said we were going to relieve it at Tunbridge, go up to Sevenoaks, then go via Baton Ball, the Catford Loop through South London, then potentially up the West London line as well. Yes,
so probably Tunbridge to Willesden Relief probably is just, so the way the route depends how nice I'm feeling, but probably like the relief lines towards Wembley, so you sort of dive under and come back out the other side, dump it there, because there's no Wembley in the West London lines route, and I'm not sure I'm brave enough to do West Coast Main Line South. I did one scenario on that and it hurt.
It's a long route. Starlife Studios Rail videos, 92s never run on the West Coast Main Line now. Sad, really. Only about 4 or 5 times a day with the Caledonian Sleeper. But in terms of freight, yeah, I don't think there's any. Very occasionally.
Tractions died pretty much on freight, except for the 88 and the 90s.
So this is not picked up as much speed as I was expecting it to as we approach Grove Park. Line to our left is the Bromley North line, so Sundridge Park, Bromley North. Grove Park Depot coming up on our right-hand side. So I would have expected this to be doing about 65, 70 at this point. Quite a severe change in gradient here, so it might accelerate before we get down to Hither Green, but For a freeware route, we're not complaining. We're not complaining. I meant Starlife. I meant for freight. Yeah, no worries. Right, Hither Green, the line speed will drop to 60 miles an hour. I have to remember what version of London Bridge is modelled on this. I think it's kind of a hybrid between the old and the new.
Yeah, it's a hybrid of the old.
Animal TV, yeah, it's rather bouncy. You can say that again. It really is.
I actually need to get you on the Sutton and Mull Valley lines. That's another freeware route, and that has the new London Bridge modelled in it.
Oh, excellent. I signed that all in real life, so no excuses. And that should be another hardless run for me. Which way does that go? Via Mitcham Junction, I'm guessing.
I've not paid that much attention to it. I made one scenario for it when I was being brave and did 455s.
Okay.
It's not Oscar 55. I'll have a look because I've got it saved somewhere.
Spilling my tea back here.
Hey, you guys wanted a pacer. You get a pacer.
Right,
you asked for this.
We'll be dropping a bit of braking before Hither Green just to bring it down for the 60. Although it hasn't accelerated. I mean, this whole section is downhill, like I say, so I'd normally expect to be doing about 70 approaching Hither Green. Line speed drops to 60 at the end of the platform. So we're good for that. And we've got a 45 coming up as we go around the Parks Bridge area. Richard, I think it is YouTube is the problem, as I noticed it's glitching up in places. It could be my internet.
Could be both, to be fair.
There's our 60 board. That's in the wrong place. It could be a bit of both. Could be a bit of both. As we go across the bridge there, we'll drop a little bit of brake in. Get down for the 45 at Parks Bridge. One down in his boat, how can we get the Sutton and Mull Valley line route? Question for you, Emily.
It is available from the Alan Thompson website.
There we go.
Obviously, again, it's one of those routes that has a ton of requirements on it, but it is worth it.
And there's our 45. If we were going to London Cannon Street, we would quite often get crossed over at this signal. Not essential, but very often you'd get crossed over here. Because it's a 45 mile an hour crossover, so it's one of the 40 mile an hour crossover. So it's one of the faster crossovers on the route. I think the hidden picture is an Avanti West Coast Pendo 390 at Crewe on the Edinburgh London Euston service, says Elliot. I think we've got a couple more rounds in it, and then it'll be time to do a reveal. We are going over Ladywell Junction. The line to Hayes and Ladywell goes off just behind us there. We are approaching School Junction because there is a school just to the right. Lewisham that we went through earlier on the Class 66 is just off to our right hand side now. So we went over these lines. You'll see in a few moments. We went over these lines earlier. We're now going under them on the way to Charing Cross. Incidentally, this bridge that we are just going under, this was the site of a rail crash many years ago. Hastings unit went into the back of another train in the fog and demolished the bridge. So this bridge was replaced by the Royal Engineers as a temporary structure, and it is still there now. Right, St John's Station on the right hand side with 45 line speed is going to go back up to 60 after the signal. But it is going to drop down to 50 in a minute. So we'll get it up to 50. No, it's going to drop. Is it 50 or 55? It's a long time since I've driven this bit. Going through Tanners Hill Junction. Train Fanners 101, how are we doing? You've missed the freight run. We finished that bit. If you want to see that bit, jump back to the beginning of the stream. And we pass through Lucas Street Tunnel and Tanners Hill Tunnel. Although they're more bridges than tunnels, but they are classed as tunnels. I don't know what the kind of cut-off is for a tunnel and a bridge. I don't know how they decide whether it's a tunnel or a bridge, but they're called tunnels. So, Leo Lowe, there isn't a more permanent solution than a temporary solution. You're quite right. You are so right. Just going through New Cross. So if you are over on the slow lines here, there is a 45 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour restriction further up. So London Bridge is going to be a little bit all over the place because I don't know it's kind of a mixed match of the old modelling and the new modelling. So we'll just play it by ear. Pardon the pun.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
So we're just passing around by North Kent East Junction. We're coming towards Blue Anchor. Daniel, yeah, not to be confused with New Cross Gate. New Cross Gate being on the central side. Shard up in front of us. Anyway, on the numbers, Mystic Gaming, Jake and GJ with number 28.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Okay, giving you number 28, 10 seconds for the Locomotive Livery Location, if you can. Does that help you at all?
This delay is wonderful. You go, does that help you at all? I'm still watching the world go by.
Okay,
oh,
flashing.
No, I'm a ways behind now, actually.
Have I got
I'd say that's a GC.
I think I've inadvertently put the train into emergency. I have inadvertently put the train into emergency. I do apologise.
Tea and biscuits, that man.
Not for that. We'll just carry on. Pretend it didn't happen. Concorde XC Voyager Newcastle, Defo Cross Country at Edinburgh, says Jake. Still think it's a Grand Central 180, says Gareth Kemp Train Spotter.
Yeah, it's a GC 180 at Newcastle, clearly.
Revolution Trains are making a GC 180, and I've got to order myself one because it will go quite nicely on the layout. But they do want a 50% deposit though, and it's like, I don't want to give you a 50% deposit because I don't have enough money to give you a 50% deposit at the moment because Acura Scale have taken it all.
I'm basically like my plan here is I've got enough trains to like make it worth your while. I'm going to come run my trains on your layout, and then I can like watch your expensive ones that I can't afford. And go, that would be nice, wouldn't it? And then when you get bored of them, I can buy them off you.
Well, I have ordered very exciting stuff. I have ordered the table for the layout.
Ooh.
Table, the metal framework on which the layout will sit.
Because if it is still the oh, actually, I've got a good question that I need to ask someone.
Formula One Nerd, Formula One Nerd, if you put it in emergency, it will stop. And once you're in emergency, you can't take it out again until you come to a stand. So it's final. John Ward, L signal. So before the transfer to Freebridge is Rock, yes. But it is kind of the actual London Bridge station that they've modelled is a hybrid of the two. So we're 20 just before the station. Elliot going to stick with a Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendo at Crewe. The Formula One nerds, the baseboards will be coming later because the baseboards are quite expensive. So I've ordered like a metal framework that the baseboards will sit on, but the metal framework comes with like a wooden top, so I'll be able to like run a 16-foot loop of track around my living room, which will be nice to start running some trains on. But the baseboards are the next thing to buy, and they are. I need to stop buying trains. If I stop buying trains, I can sort of start building a layout. Okay, we've got an L. Is that going to take us through the passenger loop that no longer exists? So yeah, this is very much old London Bridge.
So I didn't root you for this. I've got no idea.
So we should be 20 coming up through here. So on the old London Bridge station, the up passenger loop did not have a platform on it. But this does, and I said we were stopping here, so it's all good. It is a bit of a hybrid between the two stations, so... Animal TBI, no, I did toy with the idea of making my own baseboards, but because it's going to be an exhibition layout, I kind of want the baseboards to be done properly. Daniel, this is kind of, it's pre-refurbishment, but it's not as it was. For example, we're in platform, I think this would be platform 7, which in reality was the up passenger loop. It never had a platform. But as we said, we were stopping here. We will. Yeah, Loco 66. I've got a Cadillac 60, one of the limited edition ones on pre-order. Hopefully, I'm going to see it quite soon, as they've just arrived in stock.
So they do look pretty good. I've seen a few like the photos of them. They look excellent.
Yeah, I've got it from the is it Key Publishing, because I think that they were doing the limited edition one. So I paid my deposit for it. They put a social media post up a few days ago saying they'd sent out check your emails basically for the payment emails. So I checked my emails, nothing. There's a few other people have commented and put, oh, I haven't had an email. So I commented saying I haven't had an email. And I've emailed them telling them I haven't had an email, and they've not replied to me. So I'm hoping Monday or Tuesday I'll get something, because they're limited edition and I really would like it. And I have paid a deposit, and I mean, I it's not too sad. I can just sort of get the Curacao DCR one, but I would like the Cadillacs one. 41 Nerd, my layout is going to be a modern era. Right, 15 round the corner. This is Borough Market Junction. Elliot, on your tracks, are you going to use any of the paces 1, 4, 2 or 3 in Northern or G? Yeah, no, so my layout is sort of, it's very much Rule 1, but it's kind of based on the East Coast main line between Peterborough and Doncaster, so it allows me to run the Greater Anglia Flirts, which are due for delivery soon, and I still haven't cancelled my pre-order, which is probably not good. And it will allow me to run the Anglia 321s, as well as like the Zoomers, Grand Central stuff. Northern, pretty much whatever I want to run. So it's very much Rule 1, but it's kind of based in that area. Hey, Roblox Olympics, how are we doing? We're just about finishing up, my friend. Loco 66, just been told off by the wife for buying trains.
And that's why I'm single.
Blink twice if you need help. Yeah,
See, so the dynamic, this is a hypothetical. But I went on a date with someone who was non-binary. Now, if that works out as a long-term thing, I'd technically be the wife. Does that give me unlimited train perks? Is that how this works?
Oh, yeah,
have
definitely.
I found a hack? Have I found an unlimited train loop? Glitch, sorry.
Right, we are just approaching Waterloo East End Charing Cross, so I think we will have our final round of Locomotive Livery Location.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
We love playing Train Sim World by watching YouTube.
I can't. I hear the AWS dings and I'm panicking, and DSDs. I hear the DSD and I'm jumping out the seat.
Oh, I was... So, like I said, Sammy watches a lot of railway stuff, and he was watching some cab rides the other day, and I was sort of on the sofa, half asleep, and I remember the vigilance went off, and I just jumped, and my feet sort of come up, and I was like, oh, yeah. It just becomes a natural reaction. You just kind of muscle memory. You hear that noise, and you react.
I was chatting to one of our drivers, and he was saying his son has been playing the East Coast Main Line in Train Sim World, and he has flashbacks.
Jake, you're the third one in, my friend, with number 12.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Number 12, there you go. Hey, that's a good one to get. Does it help you? What is it? Where is it? As we pull into London Waterloo East, we are going to be wrapping up the stream within the next 5 minutes or so, guys. South London freight. It is freight, it's just self-loading freight. We're not allowed to say that. See, this is a Tango Lima signal. This is a Free Bridges Rock. It's not the Free Bridges Rock, it's the Crawley Call Centre. You're not allowed to say that either. Doors on the left. Move the dining table from the living room, and I have told my wife that when the layout's up, she has no access to the laundry room or the back garden because it will be blocking the doors. But it's all good. It's all good. Right, okay, what are we reckoning? Olympic Transport 221 with an LNER Azuma. Star Life Studios, it's Edinburgh. Formula 1 Nerd, it's Aberdeen. Daniel says Aberdeen as well. Darren C. Hi, Richard. I started playing Train Sim when it really was the classic version years and years ago. Was only into UK routes. Though ESP, especially London, your vids would definitely be getting back into it. Excellent. Have a look at some of the Train Sim World stuff as well, my friends. You've got Train Sim Classic or Train Sim World, depending on sort of what routes you're into. Oh, Tea and Biscuits with the manager. We're going before the ding. But yeah, no, I remember the first Train Sim Classic coming out for Microsoft Train Simulator with the Flying Scotsman and the Class 50 on the set in Carlisle. Yeah, I had that. Yeah, and I definitely remember playing that back in the day. GJ, refreshed to be back. My internet's showing that it hasn't dropped out. I normally get a warning if stuff drops out. 2 yellows. What was your favourite train growing up? Probably a Voyager, Formula 1 nerd. Northern Princess, I got kicked too. You should be back now.
Hi, I'm back. How are you? Get it? You're Richard. I'm back.
I have no idea what's going on with this. Did anyone see the Locomotive Location livery we done then? Did that happen?
Did anything happen, Richard?
Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Sam Power, good evening. How are we doing?
To me. Sorry. I'm not going to sing.
Platform 5. I was just wondering why the controls weren't working because I've lost focus off the window.
You know, as we're pulling into Charing Cross, Richard, do you know what you should have on arrival at Charing Cross?
What should you have on arrival to Charing Cross?
Well, you should have your tea and biscuits. But you know what kind of tea you should have?
Go on.
Yorkshire tea. Fun fact about Yorkshire tea, Karl Marx wasn't a fan. You know why?
No, go on.
Because property is theft.
Oh.
Maybe it's time trying to get making this stream next week for next weekend.
Property is theft.
I'm waiting for the chat to just fill with no.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Darren, have you tried World of Subway's free Circle Line? I have tried World of Subway's free, but I found the controls a bit clunky, if I'm being honest. PG tips all the way, says Jake.
Yorkshire. 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 Yorkshire.
I'll never get those 20 seconds back. I would like to apologise for the company I keep. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, okay, we're stopping 6 foot away from the buffer stops here at Charing Cross, and we are going to wrap it up. Is that 6 foot away? Close enough. Brake set free, DRA, into neutral, doors on the left-hand side. Won't let me open the doors, that's interesting. Have I got to be in forward to open the doors?
Oh, Richard.
Oh, you have reached the end of your quick drive scenario. There we go. Okay.
Richard.
Yes, yes.
I went to a fancy dress party at work.
Oh no, here we go. Go on.
It was all rail staff. Everyone was wearing platforms.
I don't know if you can hear the sound effects, but you did get a rim shot sound effect for that. It's every stream we start doing jokes. I'm going to have to get like some more sound effects for these jokes. I might get a jingle made up, like the Dad Brow joke section or something like that. It's time for Joke of the Week. That's going to be a new stream feature.
The video's got 66 likes. Hang on, Richard, we've got to end it. They've got 66 likes. Perfect ending.
66 dislikes. Right, okay, shall we... No, ignore that.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location. Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
So, big thank you to Emily S for sending this one in.
Thank you for having me tonight, Richard, as well.
Absolutely. I think quite a few people have got this one right. I think there's only a couple of people that have managed to pick up on the location. It's not Aberdeen, I can tell you that. It is somewhere up north. Everywhere's up north for me because I live on the south coast. But let's press the button.
It's time to reveal today's Locomotive Livery Location.
Yeah, well done to everyone who got that right. That is a cross-country Voyager, not a 220 or a 221. We just went Voyager. We did have that conversation pre-stream actually, and that is at Edinburgh. The Azuma in the background there, just to help with the location. Right. Are you still there, Emily? Is it still working?
I am. It's still working.
Right. Now we're not in the game. Give your channel a plug again.
I literally just put some chocolate in my mouth, but my channel on YouTube is Northern Princess Productions.
There we go.
There's a link.
There's a link in the chat. Go and subscribe to Emily. Thank you very much for creating the 66 scenario. That was good fun. Thank you for bearing with me earlier while we were trying to get the requirements installed. And it looks like we hopefully should be go for the 92 scenario next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Fantastic, fantastic. So thanks very much for joining us, Emily. Really appreciate your time, and thank you for being a friend of mine and a friend of the channel, and for everything you do. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
You're very welcome. And if you want to send me any pictures for Locomotive Livery Location, guys, you can do via my social media channels, which are on the screen for you right now. We had 66 likes, but I wouldn't mind a nice round 70. So if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Consider subscribing. That would be absolutely awesome. So there's going to be 3 streams next week. One of them is definitely going to be the Birmingham Cross City South in Train Sim World. One of them is going to be a Class 92 scenario in Train Sim Classic. And the third one will quite possibly be City Transport Simulator. Someone was asking about Transport Fever 2. I'm still umming and ahhing with that because it's just one of those... I like playing it myself, but I don't think I was very good at streaming it. But, you know, I'd give it another go. Anyway, I'm going to press that button there. That should start the music, which I have fixed. Elliot, Tolworth Broadway, SGT, Fish, Loco 66, Jake Watson, Mystic Gaming, and everybody else. Thank you very much for joining. See you in the next one. Thank you very much to Emily. Really appreciate having you in, Emily. Don't forget to go and check out her channel and subscribe over there. And remember, why not join the Discord server?